And now we look, as we've drawn the horizontal breaks, it's important, when I'm drawing these, I usually am looking at a photograph, and it's important in a photograph to see where the break goes around the nose and around the rear. And in this case, as I said, this is where it's very helpful to have a template that has a curve on it. In this case, I'll just do it by hand. But if you have a template with a nice big curve, I recommend just doing that because it takes a lot of practice to make a nice tight curve. And see, part of why it's good to have a couple of good photographs is because if you only have the front, you don't know, is this going to just wrap around the back, this straight line, or is it going to curve down? And it's good to polish up on your Florida East Coast history because, you know, some engines, you know, the F units, there was no rear, and the Jeeps, you know, so there's a different back, and the basically the SD40-2s, this is very similar to that paint scheme. So it's good to know all the different paint schemes, and the more that you know, you can look at the different paint schemes, and you can basically, and here we basically put the stripes. And it's always a good idea to, when you look at the stripes, to keep them as straight as you can. And now here, this is, as one of the things you're going to hear from me is 5 minutes ago I said this is the most important part of your drawing. Well, now I'm going to tell you this is the most important part of your drawing. And the secret you're going to learn from me is it's all the most important part of your drawing because there's lots of important parts. But again, you're about ready to write the word Florida East Coast. And if you write the word Florida East Coast, it's important that you count the letters. 1, 2, F, L, O, R. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The spaces are about 2 letters. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 letters in the word Florida East Coast, basically, if you count the spaces. And it's going to go in an area that's about 3.5 inches long. This is why, part of why I have a calculator here, is 3.5 inches long and times 32, because I put it into 30 seconds, divided by 20. Each letter will be basically 5 30-seconds of an inch, which that's good to know because the F, the L, the O, the R, and the I is a little smaller. The I, the D, and the A, and then the space is 2 times 5 is 10. And I know that that just threw a lot of math into the game. E, A, S. It doesn't need to be that complicated. E, A, S, T. Once I'm done measuring this, I'll explain it a little bit more. C, O, A, S. I'm sorry if I threw a lot of math at you, but I'll explain it here in a second as I start to measure.